Exploration is curiosity put into action. Ladies and gentlemen, I am teacher Megan G. Hapax.
A little progress each day adds up to big results. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sophia Jan Marie B. Diwoki. And we are your Learning Explorers.
Magandang umaga mga minamahal at hinahangaan naming mga guro.
Welcome to a new wonderful day of learnings and fun. Welcome to the Teacher's Universe.
Hey dedicated teachers, we are going to explore the universe of competency-based standards in instructional leadership.
You'll have lots of knowledge and learnings when we get there. Come on, join us and enjoy.
But wait, because we have prepared the wrap to start this discussion. Sophia, are you ready?
Yes, I'm so ready.
Okay, how about you? Are you ready? Let's start this.
Leadership is what makes organization. Its impact, influence, and inspiration. Leaders serve as guide to provide students. They have also the capacity to translate vision to reality. Yo, school is up today. Need strong leaders to emulate. Leaders who participate, communicate, and facilitate. These are the practices that they need to possess, but their competencies is need to evaluate and to assess.
Being a leader is both challenging and rewarding. They need to have a heart and a mind that isn't changing, a heart that cares and a mind with vision, intelligence plus character. This is the goal of education.
Want to know what instructional leadership is? At this moment, brace yourself and lend your ears to our invited guest, Mr. John Haiti, as he clearly discuss and elaborate what instructional leadership is.
Professor John Haiti is a researcher in education. His research interests include performance indicators, models of measurement, and evaluation of teaching and learning. John Haiti became known to a wider public with his two books, Visible Learning and Visible Learning for Teachers.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our dear speaker, Mr. John Haiti. A virtual applause, please.
A lot of the work that Ken Leithwood's been doing here, Vivian Robinson's been doing, Ken Rowe is doing, is making, I know it's a simplistic contrast to say there are two kinds of leaders. It's not. There's many more, but it kind of works. And they looked at the transformational leader that came out of the business work in the 1960s and 70s from the big commercial companies about having principals lead schools around a common vision. Getting every teacher onto the same page, the kids on the same page about what this vision is, obviously aspirational. Making sure you create time and space for teachers to realise that vision. Contrasted with what is called the instructional leader, where your job is to worry about the impact that the adults are having on the kids in that school. That often means looking at the test scores. It means going beyond that and creating discussions and having professional development sessions about how do we know we're having an impact? Is the impact good enough? And when you look at Vivian Robinson's meta-analysis on this, it's chalk and cheese difference in terms of the impact on kids. Yes, transformational learning, principalship, has about a 0.15 effect. It's positive. But it's almost criminal relative to the 0.6 effect that instructional leaders have. And then when I go to the next step, and in Australia, and I've done now, it's been done in New South Wales, is what percentage of principals and leaders are of those two kinds. The instructional one, about 5 to 10%. Now, I have a hunch in Ontario, you have been through sufficient change that you have a lot higher percentage of instructional leaders. Now, I know the difference between two is not the answer, but it's not a bad polarity. Like distributed leadership, it's not in there compared to the power of the instructional. And again, it comes back to the mind frames notion, the mindsets. What mindset do you want the principal to have? Is it about what is the impact that the people in the school are having? Like in a high school, you'd want to devolve that and distribute it. But you want constantly to ask that question. Are we having an impact? Is it worthwhile? Is it sufficient? That's a lot harder than having a discussion, are we having the same vision? Have you got the right resources? So I think that instructional leadership is a very powerful notion, and that's certainly one that I care about the most.
Thank you, sir, for that informative speech that you've given to us.
Discussion time. A. Instructional Leadership Supervision Model.
Many authorities in education operationally declared that instructional leadership is the exercise of functions or roles that lead to the achievement of school goals by providing quality education to achieve excellence to learners' learning outcomes through the collaboration effort of the school heads, teachers, learners, parents, and other stakeholders.
It had been observed that supervision has made transitions from inspection to participation, from bureaucratic to being democratic, and from evaluation to support. These transitions call for school leaders who are at the same time instruction leaders.
Models of Instructional Leadership.
Instructional leadership has two models: supervision model and the national competency-based standards for school heads. First, we are going to discuss about the inspection to standard-based supervision model. Supervision as inspection. This was in the pre-1900s. It started with inspection of facilities and instruction based on the intuition, but later, superintendents managed routines with inspected teachers. Furthermore, the supervision of teachers was duly the functions of administrators as managerial routines. The supervisor's function is to instruct poorly prepared teachers to conform to standard practice in the organizational administration, and the focus of supervision through the schoolmasters who have unlimited powers to establish criteria for effective instruction.
Democracy in supervision. This was during the mid-century between 1900s and 1960. In the mind of a supervisor who enters the classroom quietly, in his mind, what the classroom teacher needs, how he can help the teacher, how he shows to the being observed teacher the way others modeling teaching. His aim is to help and to encourage and suggest, and that teachers, pupils, all may do their best.
Supervision as leadership. This model is during 1960 to early 1990. In this era, leadership wasn't guiding the organization. Supervision was leading towards mutually accepted goals, extending democratic methods, improving classroom instruction, promoting research and professional leadership. Use of clinical supervision was the practice. When we say clinical supervision, it is a process of collaboration between the teacher and instructional leader. There was an incorporation in the cycle of supervision, such as pre-conference, observation, and post-conference. Finally, in this model, supervision embraced the concept of being developmental, teacher empowerment, peer supervision, and transformational instructional leadership.
Breaking news: National Competency-Based Standards for School Heads Instructional Leadership News.
Let us proceed to the National Competency-Based Standards for School Heads. In 2012, one significant event of the Department of Education through the Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda, or BESRA, is the development of National Competency-Based Standards for All School Heads, or NCBS-SH. This is channeled in the following principles. Function-based. Republic Act 9155 and other related laws and DepEd policies are the basis of school heads' competencies. Responsive. Whether the school head is in rural or urban school, big or small school, city or town, culturally divergent, etc., the school competencies is applicable in all contexts. Impartial. This means applicable to all school heads regardless of position, items, gender, experience, personal circumstances, among others. Coherent, clear, and logical. Valid research and experience-based performance indicators. The general core principle states that school heads are competent, committed, and accountable to quality or relevant education for all through transformational leadership and high degree of professionalism.
Adventure time! Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands. We'll take the dog and then the hill and the fun will never end. It's adventure time.
Come on, teachers. Let's sing,
explore,
and have some fun.
Let's explore the awesome domains. We'll fly in our rocket ship. Let's explore the awesome domains. We'll have an exciting trip. All 7 domains travel in orbit. We'll get to know them, everyone.
Let's explore the awesome domains. We'll fly in our rocket ship. Let's explore the awesome domains. We'll have an exciting trip. All 7 domains travel in orbit. We'll get to know them, everyone.
Hello, Peter and Sophia. Welcome to Teacher's Universe. For you to pass Domain 1 and 2, you just need to watch 2 videos in accordance with these domains. After that, you can now proceed to your journey with the other domains. Are you ready? Good luck!
Domain 1. School Leadership.
Leadership is the skill of motivating and guiding a group of people to act towards achieving a common mission. In school setting, this means directing the school personnel and teachers with a strategy to meet the vision and mission of the school. Management is the art of organizing and utilizing people to perform well and cooperate towards attaining the vision. Leader is the person who is knowledgeable on how to inspire people to follow. He has the ability to influence people through his actions and words. He is in charge of a certain group, organization, or institution.
Domain 2. Instructional Leadership.
Congratulations, you completed your mission.
Sophia, are you ready to explore the next domain, which is domain number 3?
Yes, I am.
So what are we waiting for? Let's go!
everyone, welcome aboard. Welcome to domain number 3. So, are you ready to explore and to know what is about domain number 3? Okay, come with me and let's explore. Let's go! So, domain number 3 is all about creating student-centered learning climate. So, under this is first, setting high social and academic expectation. So, under setting high social and academic expectations are first, create an engaging learning environment. Second one is participate in the management of learner behavior within the school and other school-related activities done outside the school. And the last one recognizes high-performing learners and teachers and supportive parents and other stakeholders. The second one is creating a school environment focused on the needs of the learners. So under these are first, create and sustain safe, orderly, and nurturing healthy environment. And the other one is provide environment that promotes use of technology among learners and teachers. Be more initiative in providing a good learning environment for the safety of everyone. Encourage to be more advanced in promoting technology among students and teachers to have an efficient way of learning. It may not be the best option for others, but nowadays it is the most convenient way for students and teachers to learn. That's all for domain number 3. So, before you go to the next level, I have a question for you. So, my question is, what is domain 3 all about?
The answer is creating student-centered learning climate.
Okay, very good. You got the correct answer. So, good luck to your next journey.
Yes!
Let's
go! Megan, are you ready to travel in another domain, which is domain 4?
Yes, I am.
So, what are we waiting for? Let's go!
Hello explorers! Welcome to Domain 4, Human Resource Management and Professional Development. I am your guide in this domain, and just call me Milen. I suppose that you've passed the Domain 3 since you're now here on Domain 4, right? Okay. And now let's learn new things from this domain. Domain 4 consists of 3 strands and its competencies. Now, what are these 3 strands? These are creating a professional learning environment, recruitment and hiring, and managing performance of teachers and staff. And each strand has its competencies. Now let's start with the first strand, which is creating a professional learning environment, and it is composed of 3 competencies. First, builds a community of learners among teachers, which means they build a community or they build a learner-centered community with the guide by teachers. Second, ensures that the school plan for professional development or SPPD emerges from the individual professional plan for development or IPPD and other identified needs of school personnel included in the school improvement plan or annual implementation plan. SPPD is the major plan that directs and influence all activities related to professional development of the school's teaching and non-teaching personnel over a given period, while IPPD is about outlining your career goals and the steps that you will take to meet these goals. Third is mentors and coaches employees and facilitates the induction of new ones, which means that they are in charge of introducing new employees or new teachers or new hired personnel. The second strand is recruitment and hiring, which is also composed of three competencies. First, utilizes the basic qualification standards and adheres to pertinent policies in recruiting and hiring teachers or staff, which means that they follow applicable policies and make use of it in recruiting and hiring teachers or staff. Second, creates and trains school selection and promotion committee and trains its members, meaning that they are in charge of training the teachers to have a promotion or for a promotion. Third is recommends better ways and means to improve the recruitment, hiring, and the performance appraisal of teachers. Performance appraisal of teachers or teachers appraisal is the evaluation of individual teachers to make a judgment about their competencies and performance. The last strand is managing performance of teachers and staff. It is also composed of three competencies. First, assigns teachers and other personnel to their area of competencies, meaning they are the one in charge of assigning teachers or other personnel according to their skills, abilities, and subject field or specific field or subject. Second, delegates or assigns specific tasks to help manage the performance of teaching and non-teaching personnel. Third, assists and monitors the development of IPPD of each teacher. Overall, Domain 4, Human Resource Management and Professional Development with effective school leaders develops the skills and abilities of those around them. These domains includes the nurturing and supporting of a learning community that recruits teachers based on national competency-based teacher standards and promotes the continuous growth and development of personnel based on the IPPD and SPPD. And that's the end of my discussion. I hope you've learned and understand the purpose or the use of this domain. Lastly, I have a question. What are the three strands of Domain 4?
As I remember, the three strands of Domain 4 are: first, creating professional learning environment; second, recruitment and hiring; and third, managing performance of teachers and staffs.
Your answers are correct. Now you can proceed to Domain 5. Good luck to your next adventure. I hope to see you again next time. Bye!
Yes! Let's go!
Welcome to Parental Involvement and Community Partnership.
So are you ready to learn and explore about this Domain 5? And if you are ready, so let's talk about first about the parental involvement. Did you know that parental involvement can be linked on how the parents experience school in their past? So the parents want to be involved but they don't know how to get involved. So parental involvement establishes school and family partnership that promotes student peak performance. So because of this, the parental involvement can enhance the social skills, improve grades, and increase the attendance of the students. This, the parents can increase their interaction and discussion with their children and more responsive and sensitive to their children's social, emotional, and intellectual development. And when parents are aware of what their children are learning, they are more likely to help when they are requested by teachers to become more involved in their children's learning activities. And in parental involvement, they organize programs that involve the parents and other stakeholders to promote learning. And when the parents are treated as partners, they are more likely to contribute in ways that they are familiar. And also, they conduct dialogues, forum, training of teachers, learners, and parents on the welfare and improve the performance of learners. So the teachers should provide feedback to parents not only on a child's negative behavior but also on any positive behavior or academic improvements that the child is making. And by that, the parents have a better understanding of teachers' job and school curriculum. Next is the external community partnership. So they promote the image of the school through the school summit, state of the school address, cultural shows, learners, project exhibits, and fairs. And also, they conduct dialogues and meetings with multi-stakeholders in crafting programs and projects. And lastly, they are also participate actively in community affairs. And that's all for the Domain 5, the parental involvement and community partnership. So before you can go to the next stage, you are going to answer this question first. The one who promotes the image of the school through summit is A. Parental involvement, B. School, C. External community partnership.
I think the correct answer is letter C, external community partnership.
Congratulations! You may now go to the next stage.
Yes! Let's go!
Let's go!
Welcome to Domain 6, the school management and operation. Are you ready to explore new things? If you are ready, so let's start this adventure. Let's explore. How can a leader manage a certain operation? Managing school operation or the manages the implementation, monitoring, and review of the SIP and AIP and other action plans. Establish and maintains the specific program to meet the needs of their identified target groups. Takes the lead in the maintaining or in the design of a physical plant facilities improvement in consultation with an expert. The best practices in managing and monitoring school operation is to create a safe, clean, secure, and a friendly learning environment for the students. The fiscal management, they prepares the financial management plan, develop a school budget which is consistent with SIP, AIP, and manages school resources in accordance with DepEd policies and accounting. And also they accept donations, gifts, and grants in accordance with the RA 9155 and manages a process for a registration, maintenance, and replacement of a school assets and dispositions of non-reusable properties. And also the fiscal management, they are the one who holds the accounts for the school fund. Last, we have the use of technology in the management of operation. What is the benefits for us as a leader in using technology in managing a certain operation? Applies information technology plans for online communication. Uses IT to facilitate the operationalization of the school management system. For example, the school information system, the student tracking system, and the personnel information system. Uses IT to access teacher support materials or the TSM, learning support materials or the LSM, and assessment tools in accordance with the guidelines. And that's all about the school management and operation. So before you go to the next stage, you need to answer first my question. My question goes this way. What is TSM and LSM?
TSM is teacher support materials. LSM is learning support materials.
You get the correct answer. So good luck to your next adventure. See you!
Yes! Let's go!
Hello, Megan and Sophia. Welcome to Domain 7. Are you ready for this adventure? Let's go! So, for Domain 7, we are going to discuss here the personal and professional attributes and interpersonal effectiveness. So here we have 4 chapters. First is professionalism. Second is communication. Third is interpersonal sensitivity. And the last one is the fairness, honesty, and integrity. The first one is professionalism. In here, we must observe and demonstrate desirable personal and professional behaviors like respect, honesty, dedication, patriotism, and genuine concern for others at all times. This is according to Republic Act 6713 and the Code of Ethics and Republic Act 7836. The Code of Ethics for Teachers outlines teachers' main responsibility to their students and defines their role in their students' life. Above all, teachers must demonstrate integrity, impartiality, and ethical behavior in the classroom and in their conduct with parents and co-workers. Next is, we must maintain good reputation with respect to financial matters such as settlement of debts, loans, and other financial affairs. And the last one, we must develop programs and projects for continuing professional and personal development, including moral recovery and value formation among the teaching and non-teaching personnel. The second one is communication. So communication enables us to communicate effectively to staff and other stakeholders in both oral and written form. Next is we must listen to stakeholders' needs and concerns and respond appropriately in consideration of political, social, legal, and cultural context. The third one is interpersonal sensitivity. With this, we must interact appropriately with a variety of audiences, and we must also demonstrate ability to empathize with others. And the last one, we have fairness, honesty, and integrity. So in this, we must observe award system and a system of assistance for teaching staff to sustain integrity, honesty, and fairness in all school practices. Next is we must demonstrate integrity, honesty, and fairness in all of our dealings and transactions. And lastly, with these standards, teachers would no longer envy other school heads as to the volume of work and responsibility that they were expected to perform. Alright, and just so again for the recap, here in Domain 7, this is the personal and professional attributes and interpersonal effectiveness. We have discussed 4 things. First is professionalism, second is communication, third is interpersonal sensitivity, and the last one is integrity, honesty, and fairness. And now, since Domain 7 is the last planet for your journey, I have a question for you to complete this. So my question is, what is this that outlines teachers' role to their students? And it also states there that teachers must demonstrate integrity, impartiality, and ethical behavior in the classroom and in their conduct with parents and co-workers.
The correct answer is Code of Ethics for Teachers.
Yes, that is correct. It is a code of ethics for teachers. You got it right, and congratulations, you have completed the 7 domains.
I enjoyed a lot traveling the universe of competency-based standards and instructional leadership. By doing so, I have realized that with these standards, teachers would no longer envy their school heads as to the volume of work and responsibility they are expected to perform. How about you, Sophia? What have you realized?
I have realized that these national competency-based standards will ensure the continuing flow of dedicated and passionate applicants to the school head's position, and not those wishy-washy type whose primary and common agenda is to have higher pay, prestige, and easy work as formerly perceived by many of a school head position.
And to all of you, our dear future teachers, we all know that you have learned a lot and you have lots of realizations. May these learnings and realizations help you become the leader that you aspire to be in the future.